So Minilad dropped an apology video, and I kind of just want to get directly into it and react to it as we go along through all this because, there's a lot to react to here. It's a, let's see here, 7.5 minute long video. Thankfully, it's not 30 or so minutes long. He very easily could have dragged it out, but thankfully it was not dragged out any further than it needed to be. It was as horrible as it could have been in that 7.5 minutes though, and we're going to absolutely tear this thing apart piece by piece. Surprisingly enough, as I look at it, this is the number 20 video on trending for YouTube, which is weird because we're talking about a guy, which is kind of weird considering the fact that we're talking about a guy who's openly admitting to the fact that he's basically been an internet predator in the past. YouTube was just like, hey, let's slap this one on trending, Usually it's some TikTok star or it's like a new movie trailer or something like that, but now we're putting YouTuber apologies on trending, which is pretty cool, I guess. But like I said, this apology is just formulaically terrible, and it's basically your run-of-the-mill YouTube apology, I guess is the best way to put it. He tries his best to look upset throughout the majority of the video. He very clearly is putting on an act throughout most of it. He does the very bare minimum to address anything that he's done. And he somehow even finds a way to put the cherry on top by spinning it around into a channel update video, which is incredible. I could never have imagined that a video in which someone would be addressing allegations against them would somehow be turned into an update on their channel progress. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Hallie I've known for a long time, since maybe 2013, 2014. Hallie was one of my Twitch mods. Hallie was a really good Twitch mod. She helped me out, she helped Terrorizer out, she helped a lot of the guys who I played with on our streams, and she was someone that I could go to with my problems. We became close because we both had our issues.
Alright, am I the only one who just thinks that it's weird to become close with your Twitch mods? With really any mod or anything like that, right? I don't know if this is just me, but like, if you're moderating for my YouTube streams, for like a Twitch stream, which I don't stream on Twitch, or like a Discord, anything like that, right? If you're in one of those, what do you even call them? Like a semi-non-professional position, where you're like in an elevated status of my community, anything, right? Like that's it. That's the end of it. You get that role or whatever, and that's it. There is no relationship beyond that. We're not becoming best friends. You're not getting added to, like, my private accounts, anything like that, right? Now, don't get me wrong, I mean, I have internet friends and things like that, right? But that's a completely different ball game than to, like, have somebody, like, who's moderating your Discord, like, and become friends with them, that seems weird to me. I can't fathom that concept of becoming so close with your Twitch moderators, keep in mind, who in this situation is a child, that you feel that you can emotionally or mentally depend on them. If you're a grown man mentally depending on a child for anything, you're a weirdo, bro. Like, simple. There's something not wired correctly within you, and that's something that you should seek help with.
The first thing that I wanted to say was I added Hallie on Snapchat when she was 16. This isn't when I was making any remarks towards her. This is just where I talked to all of my friends. I was that guy that had streaks.
So you found it appropriate under any circumstances to add a child at the age of 16 onto your personal Snapchat. I mean, I guess I can understand it if you, get a friend request and you snap the person like, oh, hey, who's this? And it's just some 16-year-old or whatever adding you on their, like, recommended or whatever, and you just delete them. But bro, I'm not adding a 16-year-old girl under any circumstances to my private social media and like having conversations with them and like being cool with them and like quote unquote being friends with them. It's not happening unless it's someone that like I really know. Like if it's like a cousin or like a family member or some shit like that, a little bit more understandable, but some random Twitch mod girl who's underage, bro, that's just not going down. And I feel like that's the normal way, right? Like I feel like a normal person would like sit there and be like, it is a child. I am a grown adult, okay? I'm clearly in a position of power over this person, considering the fact that they're a fan enough of me that they moderate my Discord or my Twitch or whatever, right? Basically, they do work that some people would be paid to do for me, probably for free, because they're that big of a fan of me. There's no chance that that person is getting into a personal, like, spot with me. It's not going down, bro.
It wasn't until 2016 when she was 17 that I first started to flirt with her. I was 21 at the time, and that's not okay. Like, and I'm aware of that. So with Hallie and both with Ash, I sent the messages around this time.
Okay, so you're 21 and she's 17, and you're flirting with her. Look, I'm a 20-year-old man myself, right? 18 is the cutoff limit for me, okay? I know a lot of people are out here talking about it like, oh, you're 20, bro, you can go to 17 and shit, but no. Like, nah, fam, I just don't feel comfortable with that. Like, I don't understand how people feel comfortable doing that. Like, you're talking to a fucking child. This person can't vote. They can't buy cigarettes. Like, 80% of the fun shit that you can do, you can't legally do with them. Why would you ever even start trying that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you even get into that position in the first place? If we're just being brutally honest here. Like, that's just some weirdo shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine like getting into a relationship or like flirting with anyone who's not an adult at this point, bro.
And I understand what I'm going to say next is quite taboo online, but if this is my way of putting all my cards on the table and telling you guys what happened, I feel like I need to say it. The reason I did what I did, and there is even a message where I said this, is because what I said there is true. I did try to end my life at the beginning of 2017. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for anything. This is not what this is about. This is telling you guys the reason, and I just want you to understand the headspace that I was in. The reality is I was being selfish. I wasn't thinking about repercussions. I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just being stupid, and I really want to apologize for that. I just wasn't thinking, and I regret it. I've regretted it since. And for that, for both Hallie and Ash, I'm really sorry.
Look, bro, I've been severely suicidal countless times in my life, okay? That might come to a surprise, you know, to a lot of you watching this video, but trust me, it really is some shit. Guess what I never did in a bleak moment, you know, where I felt hopeless or I felt like there was nothing to live for? I never flirted with a fucking child. Not once did it cross my mind. Not once did that situation ever even come up. I mean, the way that I see it, bro, suicidality is not an excuse or a reason that you can use to back up how all this happened. Oh, I was feeling down bad, you know. I was suicidal, and I just didn't care about the consequences, bro. Being in a moment like that can really only make you not care about the consequences for things that you were considering doing in the first place. Like, when I'm feeling depressed, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not making a YouTube video today. I was already considering just kind of chilling out and relaxing in the first place. I'm really just not feeling it today. I was already considering that, you know what I'm saying? That kind of situation makes me get into that point where I'm just like, you know what, I can justify doing that. It would never cross my fucking mind to be like, let's get a 17-year-old on Snapchat and start flirting with her, bro.
I also wanted to point out a message that I sent to Laura, who is a part of my Discord mods. She's someone who I met a few years back, maybe 2016, and she was someone who I considered a friend as well. Whenever we went to Insomnia, we used to hang out and meet up at the booth that Terrorizer and I had, and I sent this message. Whenever I saw them coming out with my message, I sent them this. This isn't me. That's not right. It's something that I completely regret. I panicked. I was scared. I didn't know what to do, and I love my job so much that I didn't want it to go away. And I just wasn't right.
So you loved doing YouTube so much to the point that you were willing to throw your suicidality, which you claim to be real, onto the shoulders of someone else to try and seemingly pressure them into staying silent about you being weird? You were that delusional? I mean, we're talking about someone quite literally, at this point, throwing his life onto the weight of someone else who, given the circumstances, was clearly not at a point in their life where they'd be able to mentally handle something even remotely close to that. Honestly, I can't think of any time in your life where that would be an appropriate situation for you to have to deal with. But I mean, okay.
So to Hallie and to Ash here at the end up, and even to Laura for bringing that up, I'm sorry, guys. You were my friends. I failed you. I was only thinking to myself, and I was being stupid. And I wish I could take it all back.
Look, I'm just gonna say it. This video is purely performance, okay? He's not sorry that he did any of this. And if he is, then he's horrible at apologizing. None of this that he's saying is adding up to being a legitimate apology. And even if it were, the way that he's handling it is not in any way indicative of how someone would behave if they actually felt bad about something to me. Like I said, it seems like this video is a run-of-the-mill YouTube apology where he's gonna sit on the brink of like these fake tears and being upset the entire time, while he's pleading directly to his audience, who's the most likely to believe him in this situation and like to actually, you know, not listen. Because like if he was truly sorry or like felt bad about what he did, it would not have taken him this long to actually address the situation up front. Like, I think he made a fucking twit longer or something about it back in the day. That really isn't enough, bro. If for something like this, when you have 5 million subscribers, that really isn't enough. He would not be finally talking about this all of this time later. He let this go for such a long time.
Well, the reason why it's taken me so long to make this video is I was scared. Pretty early on, I wasn't okay. That's the reason why I went back to Northern Ireland, not to flee charges, but just to go back with my family. YouTube is my life. I've been doing it full time for 7, 8 years now. I've been, the Maylad channel is 10 years old next year, and it's all I know. It's what I love. It's my passion. It's what I wake up every day and I love to do. And I realized over the last even few years that I just haven't put the love and attention into it than, what I want. I want it to be like a portfolio of the cool things that I've done, and I want to rekindle myself. I want to find out who I am.
How did you miraculously spin a situation about you being a predator to minors on the internet into a channel update and about how you want to do all this cool shit and make this big portfolio of all this cool stuff I do? Like, we're talking about real foul shit here. You're addressing serious, life-changing allegations. And you found it appropriate to spin the outro of the video telling us about how your YouTube channel is all you give a shit about? We already knew that. Your half-ass apology was like plenty enough for people to figure that out if they have half a brain. It has nothing to do with what you did and never did, any of that. You simply pumped out this apology because the noise got too loud for you to bear, and it was going to negatively affect your career either way, and you thought that maybe you could snake your way out of it if you did this. He wants to just go right back to uploading content after being outed as someone who actively messaged and flirted with minors in his community, and then even went out of his way to try and cover it all up and everything. So, that's what he expects, and that's what his loyal fan base will likely allow to happen. I mean, if we're keeping it a $150 here, Mini Lad has 5.2 million subscribers. Like, he's not going to lose enough subs for this to matter. He's still going to get content out to people, and eventually it's going to get swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I hate to say that, that's how a lot of this shit on YouTube goes, right? Like, they'll be legitimate, like, predators and weirdos and just, like, people who probably should be charged, and then it just gets swept under the rug because, like, 12-year-old kids who like YouTube videos just don't understand the gravity of the situation or care. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, not taking this apology at face value, and signing out.